Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Well, Adam, Alex, congrats on another podcast. Stradamus sends his love.
Hello there, and welcome back to the game. Need you to stop leaving like I left your mom last night.
Welcome back. You're finally back!
Jay Brat here saying the biggest welcome back to PlayPSVR the podcast 2. PlayPSVR2 the podcast now. Welcome back, Adam and Alex. I can't wait to hear some whole game reviews from you guys.
Welcome back, Adam and Alex, to the PlayPSVR podcast.
Stradamus bold prediction. By the time this video ends, your podcast will be delisted for copyright infringement once again.
We are older. We are wiser. We are hornier. After incessant emails, constant clamoring, as well as the fact that I need Adam to be ready to record on Fridays rather than slamming my mom, I want to welcome you to PlayPSVR2, the podcast. How are you feeling, Adam? Are you freshly slammed today?
The thing is, there's still weekday nights, baby. It ain't ending. You and your mom are toast. And I am excited to get back into virtual reality. We have been waiting for this moment for a long time. It is like we're ready to explode. You know, like you're going at it and you're like, I can't do it yet. I need to hold it in. And then just it all comes out.
All of the clarify, all the PSVR critiques are coming out. All of the hot Siskel and Ebert-esque coverage is coming out. Nothing gross, nothing immature. This is PlayPSVR2. We're older. It's older. It's better.
It's right. We are next level. And that is why we're going to start off hot and ready, like a freaking Little Caesars pizza. But to suck down that pizza, we got to have some gamer juice, sir. I've got this drink. I've had it in the past. It's pretty good. It's called Karma. But the beautiful thing in it, it has this thing up top. No, that's not Maraca. I don't know. You have to push it down real hard, and it releases all of its, like, jizz jazz in the drink.
What jazz?
Jizz jazz is what they call it. And then it goes in the bottom, and then it's all full of probiotics. So my gut is going to be just as happy as my groin, and that's pretty happy. So that's what I got going. I'm going to pop this puppy up and suck her down. What do you got?
I can't believe we're like 1 minute into the podcast, already demonetized. Adam, we're older. Taste buds mature, right? You start appreciating new flavors.
Oh, this is awful. Berry cherry? Oh.
I'm trying to branch out and grow up, sophisticate my palate with my drinks on the gamer juice. This is Dos Equis ranch water. Ranch water.
That sounds disgusting. Please tell me it's not ranch dressing water.
So I was wondering, I don't know what would be more appealing, water from a ranch or ranch dressing flavored water. Ranch water from a ranch sounds like a collection of urine.
Oh, that sounds good. I would drink that.
It just sounds like, wastewater from like a horse's stable or something. Anyways, I'm pouring it into my glass right here. I think effectively it's seltzer water with like a classic lime, a hard seltzer. I'm growing up, I'm a big boy now.
Yeah, you are. Wow, that is a big freaking glass.
Man, it smells bad. It tastes all right. It tastes like ranch.
Ew, that is disgusting. I would vomit. But that is nasty. But what I'm not going to vomit for is our new collection and our plan moving forward on how we're going to present the PSVR 2 early release of 2023 from what we've been told. So it's coming up. But Alex, we don't want to just explode and lose all of our goods right on the beginning of the year. We need to warm up to it. It's like a rigorous exercise, whether with a friend or by yourself. Right in the beginning, you're not going to last very long, but after a while, you work on it, and then you can really go for a long time. That's our goal. So by January, we're going to be able to hit it hard, and we're going to be able to go hard. But right now, we're not going to last very long, buddy. That's just how it is.
Yeah, and until PSVR 2 comes out, what we want to do is with these episodes is leave you wanting more. We want to leave you unsatisfied, dissatisfied, so that when PSVR 2 comes out, you're satisfied. You're satiated. You don't want more, but guess what? We're not going to stop because PSVR 2's out. There's new stuff to cover. We're just going to keep going with it. So that's the game plan here. We're going to be catching up on things that we missed. There's still new games coming out. Don't worry about it. There's still news until March 2023 when we're expecting PSVR 2 to launch.
And here's the thing. I'm a winner. And winners don't take no for an answer. So you can say stop. I'm not going to. So that is our plan moving forward. But I want to jump right into it, Alex. What does Sony need to do? We're obviously one of their biggest performers in terms of marketing and mind share in the business, in the video game industry. What do they have to do to keep us doing this podcast?
Yeah, that's a good point, Adam. I do want to emphasize the fact that once PlayPSVR 2 kind of dwindled a bit and we got busy and we stopped putting out content, if you noticed, news about PSVR also dropped as well. And so we're expecting the stock price of Sony to go soaring when we release this episode. So, buy your tickets now to the show.
And watch it. You could be stepping on illegal grounds. Isn't that something like if you give stock tips or insider info, you can get?
I didn't say buy stock. I said that you need to buy tickets to the show. The show being this show, and to buy the ticket, you download it. I'm not.
But it's a good point that when we stopped, if you look at the PSVR sales, they also dropped, and there's no other reason other than we stopped making content. So
yeah, I mean the enthusiasm as a whole dropped. Adam, big things happened. PS5 came out. We covered that. People have heard us talk about that. But there's a big shift in how PlayStation Plus worked. They were threatened by Xbox with the Game Pass model. And so they released the PS Plus Premium and the PS Plus Essentials and the PS Plus Extra instead of just PS Plus. What that means is there's a lot more games to be had for quote unquote free, a lot more access to games that weren't there before. And so what Sony needs to do to bring me back and keep me back, give me free games on PS Plus Premium for the PSVR 2. If a PSVR 2 game comes out and it has Sony as the publisher in some capacity, that sucker better be free on PS Plus Premium. And no, it should not be on Extra. It should not be on Essentials. PSVR 2 is not for the scrubs. It's for the real premium customers, premium listeners, premium content creators. Give me some free PSVR 2 games. You will keep me, you will have me, and I will love you.
I mean, it's got to be Astrobot, right? The first PSVR 2 game has to be something with Astrobot. And if it's not, I will rant and I will rave and I'll kick Mark Zuckerberg in the nuts. Still not going to play Quest or Meta or whatever the F that thing is now. I agree. I think we need free games, and I want them to keep some type of hype up, release some info, and even for PSVR, throw us a bone or two. I mean, we're still getting some like indie third developer games coming out for the VR, but they really haven't done too much to increase the excitement, and it's just kind of fizzled out. But however, as I say that, I will say, Alex, we have covered Play PS5 or PS5 via Play PS5. I really have enjoyed it. We've now had our PS5s for close to 2 years. When I put on that headset and I played Transference for the first time because it was free on PlayStation Essentials or whatever the highest tier is, premium, it hits different, man. It hits different. Even a game that isn't that great, like that one, being in the environment was better than a lot of the PS5 games I played. Ratchet and Clank? No way. I'd rather diddle myself than play that game for another 5 minutes. But Transference, that's an experience. So that's why I'm like, yeah, throw us some games, man. There's a lot of games that have been released. And if you've stuck with VR this long, you should be appreciated and you should be rewarded. Handsomely rewarded. Adam, the thing I'm most excited about is now that these games, I'm going to assume they're listening to us, now that these games are going to be free, most PSVR 2 games are going to be free for PS Plus Essentials or Premium. I'm just excited about the fact that you're going to play them now because you don't have to buy them. That's really been the big thing. No matter what the price was, you're too cheap to buy the games. Now you actually might buy some PSVR games, so that's exciting. But to your point, I played Elden Ring while we were on hiatus. I played a lot of flat games. They were fun. They were good. But the thing is, like you said, it hits different. When I play a long game like Elden Ring,
When I finish, I feel like I wasted my time in a sense. Like it was fun, but I don't feel accomplished. But when I play a PSVR game, and I'll explain this later in the episode, I feel like I went somewhere, you know? And that's beyond just like the immersion. It's like I feel like I went and did something different than just sit on my couch and play a game, even if it's a great game. The lingering feeling is there, and I appreciate that feeling. I'm looking forward to getting more of that feeling, and the free games will help out.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel the same exact way, and I'm looking forward to here until January, March, whenever the heck they're going to release. We are going to cover PSVR games like we have the first time we ever played them. And of course, there are going to be some games we will be playing for the first time. And we're going to see how do they hold up. Because my thing is, Battlezone was great the first day we played it. It was great a year after its release. It was great the last time we did Maydays. And I have a pretty strong feeling it's going to be great even when we play it this time. I'm ready for games like The Persistence. I'm ready for games, even small games like Trainer VR. I don't know why. You sitting down those tracks, you watching the trains move, them coming close to the dynamite, boom! It's just something about it. Feels good, man. And then you can play Moss and drop her into the water and watch her drown, the little freaking horror. I am so sick. I'm not going to get to it. Moss sucks. Moss 2 sucks even harder. But I'm excited. That's what we're moving forward. But are there any games? Are there any content that Sony's going to have to put out in the near future or for PSVR2 for you to keep doing the podcast?
You kind of mentioned something that I forgot about until now. And I need them to fix Battlezone. Battlezone doesn't work well on PS5 from what I gather. I haven't tried since the last time.
It.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work as well. I think it's buggy. I think they need to fix that, right? There's a lot of games. Some of the games you can't play unless you have the PS4 controller. So I've kept one around. I need them to fix that. Help people upgrade, play these on the PS5. Like I said, we're not scrubs, all right? We need to be treated with respect. Respect your consumers. Respect your content. Respect me. Respect me. What I need, the games I'm looking forward to, right off the bat, I'm looking forward to getting back into PSVR. I missed some games, all right? So I want to go back. I want to play Stride. That game looked awesome. It's out. I haven't touched it, haven't bought it. I need to buy it. No Man's Sky. It does
look very good. It was one of the games that was like my top coming out, and I wanted to play. I didn't play it.
No Man's Sky got a PlayStation 5 upgrade. Even though it's a PS4 game, the PS5 runs it better. I'm looking forward to seeing how that handles. I'll probably play it for like 2 hours and then never touch it again, but I'm looking forward to that 2 hours. Paper Beast, artistic game, came out right as we were dwindling. I need to go back. I bought it. I need to go back and play it because I heard great things. And then Swordsman VR. Adam, you never played this. This is almost like a Punch-Out style in terms of like level progression where you're just in a room and you fight guys with a sword. But they added like physics combat, PS5 enhancement. This is a game that came out that was all right, and they made it awesome. So I'm looking forward to going back to that. But the biggest, this is the big daddy, bad daddy of them all. I need this, all right? Stunt Kite Masters 2 for PSVR 2. I'm gonna give Handy Games a handy if they release that. I'll fly to Germany, I'll meet them all, and I'll meet their meat. Stunt Kite Master 2. So they released Stunt Kite Master Party. All right, you mentioned this earlier.
Which, yeah, that's kind of a sequel.
Stunt Kite Party is a sequel on PS4. Party game, not VR. Either make that a VR game or just go whole hog. Stunt Kite Master 2 PSVR 2. Keep the twos going there. Maybe have 2 players in Stunt Kite Masters. See what I'm talking about there? Online multiplayer Stunt Kite Master. Battle kites. Make it like Geometry Wars, but in the sky. In VR. Man, all right. Handy Games, be looking for my resume. Well, you'll start to notice a theme here on the podcast. I'm Handy Games. You're going to want me. Keep this idea. Listen to this. I'll be in touch.
I don't understand. Stunt Kite Masters was a bad game. And then they came out with Party. And the only thing that's, in my mind, worse than Stunt Kite Masters is Stunt Kite Masters not in VR. What?
Mm-hmm. And I think they regret that decision. I think Sony has probably been in contact with them. I think Mark Cerny has probably been in contact with the developers of Stunt Kite Master. So what were you guys thinking? Keep it under wraps until March 2023. You have a chance to redeem yourself. And I'm looking forward to March 2023 at launch, Stunt Kite Masters 2 VR.
If Stunt Kite Masters is within a month of the release of the PSVR 2, I will eat an entire box of beans live.
Speaking of that, Adam, let's eat some beans. It's been a while.
You know, I feel like we deserve it for leaving the people just on their own for content, for entertainment. And that's not fair. That's not cool. That's on us. I did purchase, while we've been on our little hiatus, a big version of the spinner. That way everyone can see in real time that we aren't cheating them. We don't have no janky spinner. I will eat a barf if it turns out that way. Are you
ready?
ready?
It a spin. Give it a spin, man. Although gravity's going to have an effect here, but yeah, give it a go.
You want me to?
Yeah, flatten that sucker out.
Well,
I can see.
Toasted marshmallow or stink bug, which is really bad. Also, I drank my entire gamer juice already.
Okay, do I have toasted marshmallow? I have something that might be diaper or baby wipe, but we'll go with that.
Oh, dude, this really stink bug is really bad, actually. So as we start to eat these, so you want Stunt Kite Master 2. Like I said, I need another Astrobot.
What do you need in another Astrobot? What do you want them to do with another Astrobot? Do you want them to just do the same thing but shinier? Because I feel like PS5, maybe combine like the PS5 Astrobot with the PSVR Astrobots, like the fun stuff of both, into an Astrobot Rescue Mission 2. That would be good. But I feel like there needs to be something next level. What's a feature of PSVR 2 that you think they can showcase in Astrobot? Sorry to put you on the spot with that, but I think it's worth discussing.
Well, the first thing is, the thing I love most about the PS5 is the speed and the controller. The controller does some insane things with the adaptive triggers, with the feeling you got, Toasted Marshmallow.
Yeah, that's good.
There's no way we're both pulling a good bean. And the feeling of raindrops hitting the controller and being part of the environment, and that's in your hand. But then you have this enhanced headset that should have better resolution. It's detecting your eyes and focusing in on what you're looking at, and other stuff. What becomes a little bit more blurry? What they got, foveated or whatever it's called.
Foveated rendering, yeah.
That, like, those things, I think they can. Every Astrobot game has showcased the strengths of the system, and I feel like they could use that to their advantage as well. It's a brand new system, a brand new headset with brand new technology that is, I am hoping at the time, the forefront of the industry. They need to display that, and what better way to do it than to have their mascot showing. And all the games are amazing. Whether it's the little mini games or the actual rescue or Astrobot rescue mission, you gotta have it.
Are you ready? Adam? I just have a great idea. Here's how you sell Astrobot for PSVR 2.
Oh my!
So we're familiar with the bot from Astrobot, right? He's a cute little sucker. For PSVR 2, we're gonna have a girl bot. Not only are we gonna have a girl bot, Adam, we are going to have a girl bot and normal Astrobot. You're going to play together because you're going to have one controller with the analog stick controlling boy Astrobot. The other analog stick is going to control girl Astrobot. And when you beat the level, you know what they do? They fly up to your head and they both hug you. And the PSVR with the internal sensors, you're going to feel it squeezing your head. You're going to feel the hug from Girlbot and Boybot. It's going to be incredible. That's what they need. Sony will be in touch. I'm looking forward to helping you develop Astrobot 2, Astrobotina's Adventure. How you holding up?
Did you say something?
It's okay.
Dude, that was disgusting. Oh, stink bug is horrible.
There's more where that came from, Adam. You
it's in my mouth. It doesn't hang around as much as barf, but oh my.
I feel like this is karmic justice. Like it's whatever bean you get kind of represents how much effort and quality you're putting out into the content. So I'm providing good stuff here, and you're providing stink bug level stuff here. That's why I get a good bean. That's why you get a bad one.
Dude, that's effing bullcrap. So yeah, I'm looking for. I think they also. Oh gosh, I'm gonna struggle. The Resident Evil. If we had one of the Resident Evils coming out, it was in VR. That would be awesome.
Yeah, 8. It's coming out. They announced it. We saw it.
True. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. I totally forgot. Like, I knew 8 was coming out, but I forgot it had VR support. Yeah, you're right.
First of all, 8 is already out, Adam, but they're adding VR support for it.
I can't even focus. This is so bad.
Adam,
Like-
while you collect yourself, why don't we take a break and lead into the next segment?
I am so sick. No, I want to cover airing of grievances before we go, because you know what? Next segment's going to be all nice and we're going to talk about games and you have a review and stuff. I want to get something off my effing chest. And you know, I like to ramble a bit, but I don't even freaking care. I am so sick and so tired of going back to the same effing remakes. Another Last of Us? Are you kidding me? Cuck Cerny needs to get off of his freaking dildo bike and make a new intellectual property. Naughty Dog, do you not have something else? You got Uncharted movie coming out. Good for you, make a new game. It's the same thing. They just had a remake of Last of Us 2 or Last of Us for the freaking PS4. The last gen. It was really good. That's the one I played. Why do you need a PS5 version? And then the thing is, people are dumb enough to pay $70 for it. They're going to pay full price for the same game.
Would you pay if imagine you had to buy it now? Let's say it's going to go off the store in 3 months. You have to buy it now at $70.
You could give me $70.
Hold on. You have to buy it now for $70. Otherwise, you don't get the chance. But there's the promise that in March, Last of Us remake in VR. Would you then pay $70 for it? Same game in VR.
I don't know.
I would do it. I would do it. Think about it, Adam. It's going to be a whole new experience. Here's the thing I don't like about Last of Us is that after you play a game in VR, you have the full view, right? You can really see what's happening. But Last of Us has the garbage of like so many things you got to pick up. You don't know if it's there unless it shines. And it was frustrating for me, this little like collect-a-thon thing that's kind of hidden of like grab the ammo and grab all these items so you can, craft stuff. But in VR, that stuff makes sense. I can grab it. I can see where it is. There's a presence there. So a Last of Us remake with like extra graphics, better graphics, doesn't really do much for me. Even though probably a new engine, Last of Us 2 engine with Last of Us remake might make it a bit better, more fun to play, but I don't want to revisit that story unless I'm there in VR. So would you pay $70?
There are so many other things to spend your time on. Kingdom Hearts, I know I'm biased, a PS2 game. It's a great series. Everyone loves it. It's best-selling. It's on PlayStation Hits. Remake it. It sucks as a PS2 game. You know, you played it. It's janky as crap. Xenogears. People would go off the effing rocker if they remade Xenogears. There's so many options. I don't know if they have. Do you know if they have access to Squaresoft games? Like, could they make a Chrono Trigger, or is that purchased by someone else now?
I mean, Chrono Trigger is owned by Square. They're not doing too much with like that. That's a hefty endeavor. But I mean, Sony forked over a ton of money to get exclusive rights to PlayStation or the Final Fantasy VII remake, at least timed exclusivity. You could think they could do a similar thing. Like they did the same thing with No Man's Sky. They don't own No Man's Sky, but they put a lot of money into No Man's Sky, and that got good returns for them. So they could do something like that. Throw a bone to Square, and then potentially get like a good remake made out of it. I mean,
yeah, and I mean, anything like any game. Could you imagine? We talked about this, I think, on PlayPSVR maybe. You have Deadly Premonition as a VR game. Boom, day one purchase. I would be psyched. The horror aspect, the mystery of it, you playing a detective, you driving around in the car, it's gonna everything. There are so many options that not even VR options, so many other games that could be remade, and they keep going to the same one. Here's what I'll do for you. Talk about Last of Us VR. Here's what I'll do. Okay, I'll play it. I'll effing pay $70. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna see freaking Joel's hairy, ugly, bearded butt face, and he's gonna just and I don't care about effing what's Ellie or Dinah. And you know what I'm gonna have the headset on as I'm looking at probably just a straight up butt anus, and then I'll add a candle to increase the immersion with the foveated vision and all the new handles. Like Resident Evil, we're going to have a candle. And at a certain point, the game's going to say, hey, light the candle. I'm going to light it. I'm going to be sitting there playing it. It's going to smell like an effing turd because that's what the game is. And all they're going to keep freaking remaking it. It is so stupid. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a joke.
An anus scented candle
An
for Last of Us
anus-scented
VR.
candle.
I like it. I like where you're going with this.
I bet you would. And then I will have what I'll do? I'll even have to the headset, I would drop a Tootsie Roll. And I will shape it and mold it in the shape of a turd. And it'd be like a dog or a horse chasing a carrot trying to suck down the turd, because it's a turd of a game. It's a turd of an idea. And they're doing what I hate about Nintendo is just rehashing crap. Come up with new games and new Stifled. Stifled is so original.
So here's the thing. Here's how you know we've reached the next generation. The graphics are better. The sound is better. The presence is better. The VR is going to be better. And the way you know that is because Adam's not talking about buttholes anymore. He's talking about getting up in and smelling anuses. That's how you know we're the next generation of this podcast.
Oh, I cannot believe. I just can't do it. And it's so overrated. The Last of Us. It's so overrated. I'm trying to think of a game that is more overrated than that game, and
Kingdom Hearts comes to mind.
F you.
Here's the elephant in the room, Adam, is what about this in VR, right? A game, it's first person. Everybody loves first person games when they go VR. It's got strong PlayStation ties. It recently had an update that I haven't experienced yet, but I want to. It's a big elephant. It's an elephant you can really chew on. Big snacks.
But yes, I would, dude. That is, it's already kind of first person, right? When you're playing
it's totally
the game.
First person. Yeah, Big Snacks VR. That's what I need.
Yeah, just put it in VR. I would love that. And then you could pet in real life the Bug Smacks, and that would be incredible.
$70 for Big Snacks VR. Would you do it?
I'll pay him $100. I'll give him a $30 tip, though. Like, seriously, I would in a heartbeat do that. Like, that is one of the most fun, revolutionary games that I've played since I've had the PS5. It doesn't even use any of the technology. Proof that concept is better than technology. So anyhow, that's my only grievance. I freaking hate Cuck Cerny. I hate Naughty Dog. I hate Ellie and Dinah and Joel and all those ugly, stupid, whatever they call them, the animals, the zombies. I hate it all. Such bullcrap, Alex. I hate that we're going to have to rehash that again. And of course, they're coming out with a movie for it. I hope it bombs. I hope it bombs and flops and bombs again. And I hope someone gets fired. And then you can apply to the job and take it and do a good job.
Yeah, I don't have many grievances to air. I mean, I can have an airing of grievances just for the whole supply chain issues that's delaying the PSVR launch. I think the dearth of details is what bothers me the most. We all know PSVR2 is happening. They've announced stuff, but they're not announcing it fast enough. March. We don't know a single game beyond Horizon Call of the Wild or whatever it's called, and we know it's going to be an experience. Resident Evil 8 is going to be awesome. That's going to be like the system seller, but we all kind of saw that coming. Like, I want them to come out of the gate with something really good and at least hype us a bit for it. I feel like we're losing enthusiasm, and we can't carry the weight, Adam. I think that's my grievance, is Sony expects us to do too much, and they do too little to hype up the PSVR ecosystem. And I mean, I'm up to the task. This is what I do, right? This is what I do. I get people excited about PSVR. I make people buy PSVR games with my intuitive criticisms of the games as they come out. So, I mean, you'll see it in the next segment when I review Transformers Beyond Reality. You're going to go out and buy it regardless of what I think about it, just because what I say you want to experience. So my grievance is that I'm carrying too much of the burden, Sony. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. Give me some of that money and pay me back for all the work I've done for you.
Well, before they announce that The Last of Us 2 is coming out for the PS5, a remake, I'm going to go ahead and end the segment before I get too mad and bust a blood vessel. I also need to get gamer juice because that stink bug is still in my mouth. And when we come back, we're going to take another bean because it's a second segment. You're going to review Transformers, and we've got a ton more fun for you folks. We'll see you on the other side of this quick break.
I told them. Didn't I tell them, Adam? I let them know that we were going to be continuing to cover PSVR games, even though PSVR2 isn't out. And at the top of that list just came out yesterday, and you better believe your boy played it, Transformers Beyond Reality. But I want to preface this review with just a note. Adam, this feels good. You and me talking about PSVR on a podcast. Feels good to be podcasting again, but it specifically feels good and right to be PSVR podcasting again. And I think the element there is that we're talking about not just the best games, not just the games we want to play. We're talking about janky ass games on a janky ass system with some janky ass controllers. And that's not perfect, but it gives us something to talk about and it makes things interesting. And that's what I like about PSVR is there's very few 10 out of 10s. There's a lot of 6s and 7s and 8s out of 10s, and there's a lot of 2s and 3s. And that makes this fun. When you play a janky game in VR, it's memorable and you still feel like you did something. When you play a janky game on like just PS5 straight, it's frustrating and annoying and you feel like you wasted your time. So with that, I'm going to jump into a review of Transformers Beyond Reality. Adam, have you had a chance to watch oh no, he's spinning it.
Look
at him. He's getting so much pleasure from
Yeah,
this.
I saw you were going to skip right by the beans.
Give me the bean.
Way.
Give me the bean.
Here's the thing. I thought of another game I want. Monkey King 2. If you can have a stunt kite master, I want a second Monkey King, baby.
We got to know what happened to him, right? We got to know what happened after the previous adventure.
What happened to Monkey King?
Give us another 10 codes, yeah.
Yeah, then I want 10 codes that we can't give out. We beg people to take them, and they won't take them, and even when we do take them and give them out, they won't use them.
Spin that thing so I can get rolling with a review, Adam. What do we got? No way.
Oh, not too bad. Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks?
I can review through a stinky sock. Let me give this a good chomping.
Oh, yeah, that's not too bad.
That's a Tutti Frutti if I've ever had one. Man, I'm telling you, I'm bringing the ruckus.
Oh.
That's a stinky sock. Oh, damn.
Oh, you had a Stinky Sock? I thought you said that was a Tutti Frutti.
They start off sweet and they end up bad.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Okay,
Anyway.
but it's way better than that stink bug. That was atrocious. Okay, I want you. You're right. I am getting ready to enter. I mean, Transference was pretty well developed. I wouldn't say it's janky. I don't think it was great, but that's the latest PSVR game I'm playing. And so as I enter into the world of jank, I don't know if Transformers is janky or not, but I want you to try to convince me, a person who doesn't know about Transformers, doesn't care about Transformers, that it is worth playing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to try to convince you if it's worth playing, if it's not worth playing, but I'll give you my honest opinion. You can tell me what you think at the end.
That's a good point. We tell it as it is.
Yeah, we're going to give the truth here. Transformers Beyond Reality came out yesterday. For those listening in the future, that's September 1st. It's $19.99, so not super expensive, but still, not as cheap as some of these other games that come out. I will say, you play with the Move controllers right out of the gate. It's an on-rails shooter, so if that's not your game, then move on. Look ahead. It's developed by Metaphor. That's META with the number 4. That's who makes this game. And really, don't expect much. It's not a super long game. There's 6 levels, and each level is about 5 minutes long. It feels like maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh wow.
$20 though, you're not asking for an epic world beater, and this is a Transformers game, so there's some license in there that you're paying for as well because you're playing Transformers, not some other non-Transformers robot game. But effectively in this game, this is kind of funny. You play as a human in the Transformers world, which that exists. The Transformers, they're on Earth, that exists. But you play as a human on like this weird platform that looks super dorky. It's like a stage that floats around. I mean, it looks cool to be on it in VR. You look around, you see like these Energon things. Adam, you don't know Transformers. They come from a planet, Megatron, I think that's the name. And there's this energy that they're after called Energon. But you're on this platform that absorbs the ambient Energon, and that funnels into your suit so that you can shoot your guns at the enemies. And Energon is what all these guys are after. All these Transformers are aliens who inhabit things to live with this Energon power. Enough of that backstory.
Do you play as Bumblebee Tuna?
You do not play as Bumblebee Tuna. But yeah,
do you play as Jessica Alba?
Is she in? You don't play as her. But maybe I haven't finished the last level yet. But if she's in it, then my score goes up 2 points.
I want to look down and see Jessica Alba's chest, and if that's not there, 3. No,
Mortal Blitz has you covered.
yeah, it does.
So in this game, you're on this moving platform that converts energon. That's what gives you your power to do things in this world. You have a pistol, effectively, and you're shooting enemies with a pistol. And then you have a sub-weapon. You can pick. It can be a shield, it can be a sword, and it can be a Gatling gun. So the Gatling gun is like an extra gun that shoots. And even though it's a Gatling gun, that sounds more powerful than a pistol. It's way weaker, but it like shoots a lot of bullets, and you can like accurately shoot with your pistol. Cool, whatever. The shield, you can play defensive, so you can block bullets and then shoot with blocking the shield. That's cool. The sword is interesting. It's a sword, and when you activate it, you can parry the bullet. So they shoot at you, and you hit it with your sword, and it shoots it back to the enemy. That feels real satisfying and nice.
It's like super hot.
Like super hot. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. And then you also have a power weapon, which is like it's over your back. So the way you do is you take your pistol hand, you reach over your back. It's going to change to your power weapon, which is either a laser or it's a grenade launcher. And so you can imagine the difference there. The laser is just running until it runs out of power. You can, dice the enemies, or the grenade launcher launches a big grenade explosion.
You've already mentioned 5 or 6 different weapons.
Yeah. So in this game,
that.
When you start a mission, you get to choose your loadout, right? So you can choose: do I want to be like defensive with a shield? Do I want to be offensive with a Gatling gun, or do I want to be like agile with a knife or with the sword? That's cool. I like that they put that thought in. It's different play styles. So even though it's short, you can play through the whole game with the shield, see if it feels different. Play through it with the sword, see if it feels different. So that's nice. One thing I'll note is that the voice acting is impressive. I wasn't expecting much going into a $20 game. It's Transformers. The Transformers voice actors sound great. I don't know if they got the real voice actors or not. I'm not up to speed on the Transformers ecosystem, but Optimus Prime sounded like Optimus Prime. Bumblebee sounded like Bumblebee. Starscream sounded like Starscream.
Bumblebee wasn't in it.
You don't play as him, but he's in it. And even like the ancillary characters who are just there for the game, like they have good voice acting. So like the tutorial was a bit boring. It's showing you how to play the mechanics. That's what you start off with. Like, oh, here's how you shoot stuff. I found myself just wanting to listen to what they were saying. Like if you finish the mission, it cuts off the audio. I didn't want to finish. I wanted to hear him talk more. The voice acting was that good. So kudos on that. But we start to go into some of the downsides of the game here. So each level, turns out, is essentially an in-engine routine of an Autobot, which is the good guys, Adam, and a Decepticon battling through an environment while you're traveling through on your platform that absorbs the energon. And then what you're doing is smaller Decepticons are kind of popping up in the environment, and you're shooting them while they're attacking you. So it's like 2 things are happening at once, right? Like there's a battle of Transformers happening in front of you, which I'll admit is cool in VR, right? Because there's that sense of scale. There's these big robots battling in front of you. And then you have these small, like bug-like Decepticons that are shooting lasers at you. You got to shoot them and kill them. But the downside is that there's only like 4 or 5 enemy types. And when it's time to spice things up, instead of making another enemy, they just like put a shield around a previously existing enemy, so it takes longer to kill them. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, I'll go into the bad things and then leave you something positive. So the Decepticons of Transformers Beyond Reality is that, okay, there's limited feedback in your actions. So this is something that frustrates me in these kind of games. You're in VR. Give us good feedback so we really feel like we're there. When I'm being hit, when I'm getting shot at, I can't tell when I'm being hit unless I'm paying close attention to my energy bar in the HUD. So there's oftentimes I died. And when you die, it just says like at the top in very small letters, you have died. And you don't know until like suddenly you can't do anything anymore. And then you look up, oh, I died. Okay, that's what happened. And it fades
Does a Transformer die?
You're not a Transformer. You're a human.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you
and
get murdered.
Famously, Transformers do die. Optimus Prime died in the first animated movie.
Now I'm not watching it. You spoiled it.
You should watch it. It's good.
So I do have a question before you move on.
Yeah, please.
So you have all these different loadouts, which is a kind of a bummer. I thought maybe you could do them all at once if you wanted. So are certain levels designed in a way where you need to be strategic? Or is it easy enough that you could pick whatever one you really want? It doesn't matter. It's just whatever play style you feel like is more fun.
That's a really good question. You should be able to play every level with a play style. And the times that I lost when I played the game, like when I died, I felt like I didn't die because I picked the wrong loadout, because you have no idea going into the level what loadout you're going to need. I felt like I died because there is a progression system, right? After each level, you get enough energon, you can upgrade your weapons, upgrade your health, upgrade your shield and stuff like that. And I always felt like I died just because I didn't upgrade. So like there's like a false progression here of like, oh, make your weapons do more damage, and now the enemies will be easier, you won't die. There were some instances where I was like, maybe I should use the Gatling gun because there's a lot of enemies here. I just kind of got to knock them back a bit. The downside, like the sword, was what I was most interested in. I wanted to do that, but again, there's no feedback. I couldn't tell why or why not my sword was parrying the bullet, or it wasn't parrying the bullet sometimes. I didn't know when I hit the bullet. There was no vibration to let me know, or if there was, it was too subtle. I couldn't quite tell. Like, do I got to hit it directly? Can I just hold it? What's going on there? The shield, same thing. Like I was holding the shield. There's no feedback really. Like it wasn't apparent when I was hitting something with the shield. So I ended up just going Gatling gun and pistol for most of the game, because that was the only one where I felt like I had some kind of sense of what was going on. But even then, like when you're shooting, it's hard to tell. Like if I missed that enemy, is it because like I missed, or is it because it's like buggy? Like the hitboxes seem very sensitive and small. So it was kind of like there's a big robot and I shoot at him, and I don't know why I'm not hitting him. So that was frustrating. But the downfall of the game is that it becomes very apparent that there are two things happening. There's this whole cinematic of the Transformers fighting in front of you, and then the enemies that you're fighting are just kind of on a set routine. Like it becomes obvious that, oh, this part of the level, they're just going to keep popping enemies out at me, and I'm going to shoot them as I go through this part of the level. Like I'll kill this guy. Okay, another one's going to pop out in the exact same spot, do the exact same motion, and then leave. Another guy's going to come out of this tunnel. I'll kill him. Another one will come out 2 seconds later. So it really feels like they set up like, okay, here's the 5 locations enemies will come out of, and while you're traveling through this section, they'll come out of there, and the robots will fight and whatever. So there's a very real disconnect between what's happening in the game and what's happening with the Transformers. So that's kind of frustrating. One thing, and the downside of that is you'll have a lot of enemies surrounding you, and you'll miss the cool parts. Like the robots are fighting in front of me. I can't see what they're doing because I'm busy looking at like some little peon over here that keeps shooting me with the laser. So it's kind of like muffling its best feature in that sense. There are boss fights at the end of the levels, and this is cool because you're fighting a Transformer. You're fighting a Decepticon at the end of each level. I like that. There's like an intro. It feels epic. Like, okay, now it's time for me to take down this Decepticon, and he's talking trash to me. That's cool. But the boss fights are very repetitive. It's always the same thing. There's 3 parts. There's 2 other weapons, and then like their head, and you just got to hit those 3, and they'll have one form where they're like here, and they shoot at you, and then they transform back into their vehicle, and they shoot at you that way, then they transform back into the robot and shoot you with the other gun. It's neat, the different types of attacks they have. There was one fight. I fought Megatron, and he was like jumping between things. That was a pretty cool boss fight, but it's still the same basic mechanic of like shoot down their 3 weapons, and then you're done. So fun, a bit fun at first, gets pretty repetitive. The last thing I'll kind of pick on is the difficulty. There's difficulty modes. There's story mode, easy mode, normal mode, hard mode, and brutal mode. I like that there's a story mode if you just want to see the story. Cool. But the rest of the progression is just like the enemies aren't smarter. There's just more, or they just take more hits to kill. Or I think brutal mode, they just make it to where you can't do health pickups, which is like it's not more intelligent, it's just more frustrating. So I very quickly just knocked it down to easy. And even on easy, it gets hard if you don't upgrade your weapons. So it's like a forced mechanic to make you replay levels when you don't feel like you lost because you were doing bad. You lost because you just have to play this level to get enough energon to upgrade it so you can play the level again and then beat it. So with that being said, I'll talk about some good things. The scale is exciting. The enemies are in front of you. They're big. The levels are fun. It's like, oh, I'm on like this Transformer planet and there's cool Transformer stuff happening. I like that. That's nice. The Transformers are familiar. I'm seeing Bumblebee. I'm seeing Optimus Prime. I'm seeing Megatron. Guys I know, not random Transformers that nobody's heard of. There's even Grimlock. He's like a T-Rex Transformer. That's cool. The environments are fun to see. The voice acting is excellent, as I mentioned. The best thing they've done here, they've made a Transformers game that is not dependent on humans. The Transformers movie sucks because it's like 25% Transformers and 75% Shia LaBeouf. This is like all Transformers all the time, baby, and I love it. I'm invested in a story about robots fighting each other. That's what I want in a Transformers thing, and they do it, and it's fun. It's a kid's story. The story's portrayed in like comic book, vignettes that you watch, but I like it. I like the voice acting. I like what they're going for. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon you're playing. That's cool. And then I appreciate that there's variety in gameplay modes. If I can figure out how the sword feels, then maybe I'll have fun playing through it again. Even the arcade mode, there's an arcade mode where you just kind of go through the levels. It's kind of like an endless runner, but you're just fighting the enemies and fighting a boss, like a boss rush mode. That's kind of fun, but I'm not going to play it more than once or twice. But those are the good things about the game. Do you have any questions before I give the rating, Adam?
So I want elaborations on the rating, right? At first, okay, I want to rate for difficulty from 1 to 10. What would you rate the difficulty?
I mean, you can choose a difficulty. I'd say the difficulty is going to get like a 5 out of 10. I give it props for having a story mode, so you can just do the story if you want and just kind of enjoy the ride. But I give it detriment for like the difficulty progression is just kind of a false progression, just there to have it. So yeah, 5 out of 10.
5, okay. How about the interaction, like the ability for you to feel like you are there as a Transformer or a human with Transformer?
I think the immersion, if that's what you're going for, is good. I feel like I'm on this planet with these Transformers. They're big and they're cool. The environments are like relatively decently detailed for what I would expect from this game otherwise. So I never felt bored in the environment necessarily. But like beyond shooting these random like peon enemies and then a couple exploding barrels, there's not too much interaction there. So again, maybe like a 6 out of 10 on that.
And then the controls, I'm assuming, probably sound like a 5, right?
I didn't have any issues with the controls. I had one minor issue, and that was I didn't realize that you didn't have to push a button to swap your weapon. So what I was doing for the first bit was I had my grenade launcher special. I'd reach back, and then I thought I had to pull the trigger to change my weapon. And what I was actually doing was I was changing to my grenade launcher and then pulling the trigger, and it would shoot my grenade launcher behind me, and then I'd bring it around, and it's like, oh, you got to wait for that to recharge. And it's like, what? But I didn't even shoot it. So that was confusing. And again, like the sword, like I don't know if it's actually working. I don't know if that's me or the game, but the fact that I'm confused and I tried really hard means that something's wrong there. So again, like the shooting and stuff is good. There wasn't much drift. Things felt appropriate. So 6 out of 10, maybe.
6 out of 10. And then finally, price. For what you...
$20 seems fair. Like I'm watching, it's like going to a movie to see Transformers. I'm not blown away, but I'm kind of getting what I'm paying for. If you're a Transformers fan, for sure, you're probably going to enjoy being around these dudes. Like even the environment when you're selecting a level, as you finish a level, another Transformer is hanging out in the level select screen, and you're like, oh, Grimlock's over here, and there's Bumblebee over there. That's cool. So $20, that seems very appropriate for this type of game. If you have like a kid who loves Transformers, they're going to be blown away by this game for sure.
Nice. Then, well, yeah, what's your overall rating then?
Not necessarily an average. I give this game about a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Not a world beater. I'm not going to say it's a bad game. I had fun playing it. 6 out of 10 sounds appropriate. But Metaphor, you made this game. I think I have valuable input I can apply to you. So what I'm going to do, Metaphor, I'm going to throw you a bone here. I'm going to apply for a job on your website. I see you have an opening for a couple of things here, and I can't share my screen, Adam. You might need to make it to where I can share my screen.
It's podcast, so
okay.
I'll try, but describe what you're doing.
Well, I've gone on their website, Metaphor. They have a job application here. They had level designer. I thought I could help out with that, but when I went to apply, that position's been filled. So congrats to whoever has that. But they do have a senior technical game designer, and I'm getting older, so I think I could probably fit that bill. I filled out the application here, and I've submitted my resume, and I've put in the cover letter. I said, as an experienced PSVR podcast host, I have keen insights into video game design from a player perspective. So I think that this is valuable in terms of future PSVR 2, little tip of the cap there to them, related development. So I'm going to submit this, and we can give you an update here in the future, letting you know if I'm going to be moving to Quebec to work for Metaphor Studios on the Transformers 2 franchise. So that's exciting. Yeah, it's submitted. Your application at Metaphor has been submitted. I anticipate quick response on Tuesday, probably.
I don't know how you wouldn't get it.
I don't know how I wouldn't get it either. They wanted programming experience, but I think the podcasting experience is going to help me out the most here.
Yeah.
Final score 6 out of 10 with a little tiny. Those Transformers used to go in the chest of the bigger Transformers. One of those, we'll call them a little Autobotina. A 6 out of 10 with a little Autobotina to keep you fresh.
Don't know what that means, but you know what I do? It doesn't seem like a game I would love, honestly. But what I do love is sales and getting a good deal. Guess where I got this big thing of bean boozles, Alex?
Like Marshalls?
No, a peddler's mall. Because I got a good deal.
That makes sense that you would be at a peddler's mall.
Baby.
A peddler's mall?
Peddler's mall. It's where you find moms too.
Yeah, I'm sure you're looking for the moms, not the kids that are with them. You weirdo. Yeah, we have some sales, Adam. Do you want to? This is my favorite segment because I love hearing you rail. There's games that have come out that we haven't talked about.
I want to go back one more. I think I know where this stands. Is this or Iron Man VR? Which one wins?
Wow. This.
Okay, so Transformers is better than Iron Man VR.
I felt like I was in the Transformers universe more than I felt like I was in the Marvel universe. Iron Man VR felt like a commercial. This doesn't feel like a commercial. This feels like fan service, and I appreciate that.
Okay. And this compared to Megaton Rainfall.
Megaton Rainfall is really good. That's like an 8 or 9 out of 10 to me.
Okay.
Also,
I know it made you like tear up and cry. And...
it did something to me. It affected me in a positive way, or it affected me in a tangible way. So yeah, Megaton for sure.
And you didn't even have to take Viagra. Tell me some sales. Let's go.
All right, Adam, we got some sales. If you're familiar with the podcast, you know how this goes. Adam, we got Chess Ultra for $4.54, down from $12.99.
Not Chess Ultra. Now, if it were Chest Ultra, now we're talking. But it's not. No.
Okay, Synth Riders. $14.99, down from $24.99. If you're PlayStation Plus, it's $14.49. That's a sweet 50-cent discount if you ponied up for PlayStation Plus.
I don't know how they got our email, but they have been blasting us with every Synth Rider update, any type of new marketing material. Every time I look at our email, it is from Synth Riders. I probably should ask for a code. I don't know exactly. I know it's a $50 game, like the deluxe. Because I just looked it up because I was like, maybe I should buy it. Then I'm not spending $50 on it. I'm not gonna buy this.
Okay. Persona 3, Dancing in the Moonlight, $8.99. That's the cheapest I've seen it.
The thing is, though, I played Persona 5, and other than the fact that it was way too long, it was really good.
So this is a dancing version of the game.
But I don't know what that means.
It means like Dance Dance Revolution. You hit the buttons in time with the thing, and you get to see your favorite characters.
RPG?
No, you get to see your favorite characters dancing. So the character you fell in love with in Persona 5, although this is Persona 3, character you would have fallen in love with in Persona 3 is now dancing in front of you.
So you move, but you're watching them like reciprocate your
No. Don't make it better than it is. You are watching them move. And
you don't even do it?
No, you're hitting the controller buttons. No.
Oh, so really it's just anime's bust bobbing up and down, and people.
If they're busty, some of the characters might not be. Some of them might be wonderful men.
Who's gonna play as them? No, I'm not gonna play this. I mean, it's just so weird, dude. The freaking Japanese people, they're bonkers, man.
They make some creative stuff, I'll say.
You gotta love them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's where Nier came from, right? But I mean, by golly, I mean,
Firewall 0 Hour, $7.99.
We gotta play that. Stupid Donkey still sends me cats. And
is the server even alive still? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch it. Fruit Ninja VR for $10.49, down from $14.99.
Sorry, what VR?
Fruit Ninja VR.
Fruit Ninja?
Yeah, like if you were a ninja.
Okay, I thought you said Brute Ninja. I was like,
Fruit,
what?
Fruit Ninja. Fruit.
I played this game, and I would rather crack a walnut between my butt cheeks than play that game again. It was really boring. It was barely any better than it was on the phone. No, it's not good. I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean. It's just not good. It's a cash grab.
Yeah, it's a phone game in VR. That's not great. Nebulous for $5.99 or $2.99 if you have PlayStation Plus.
I don't know what that even is.
Some kind of space game. I don't think it got great reviews, so I never really investigated it. But Bravo Team is down to $9.99 from $20.
The fact that someone is still trying to get $10 for this piece of crap is absolutely atrocious. I cannot know. The game's awful.
ATV Drift and Tricks Definitive Edition, $2.49.
I would pay. Actually, you played this. Didn't you like it?
I never played it, but I think the flat game is probably good. I remember the VR being janky from what I heard. $2 though. $2.
The thing is, $2. It's worth a flyer. Maybe see what I'm envisioning here, Alex, for our future is not necessarily a May Days where we play a game every day because there's not enough games for that. Also, it's a big time commitment, but something similar where very often we're playing a new game and this is ripe for the pickings.
Yeah, like the cheapest game of the week or something like that. I appreciate that idea. Yeah, Super Hot VR bundle, including the Mindus software update that's not in VR, but $13.99 for all you can get from Super Hot.
Incredible deal. That is, I played Mindus software. Very good, very intriguing. I like the twist that they use on it. Playing it in 2D actually isn't bad. I didn't think I would be able to go from VR to 2D. I did. Was it as good? Heck no. But with $14, oh yeah. I can't think of a better deal other than it being free, which I'm surprised at this point. Come on, put it on PlayStation Plus.
How about Farpoint for $9.99?
If you got the aim controller, I think, yeah. I mean, you should still feel like a sucker because it was free. I mean, maybe months, maybe a year ago. But also, don't you think you could find on eBay for cheaper, like a physical version?
Probably, but that game, that's a good game.
It is a very good game, yes.
Psychonauts Rhombus of Ruin, $4.99.
I don't even know what you said, and if I can't read it and I can't say it, then I ain't playing it.
That's a really good game. I suggest it. Cave Digger, $1.49.
What do you call me?
Cave Digger?
No, I'm not playing that.
Okay, what about Vrock? It's like a music game, like rock, but Vrock.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
$7.94.
Listen, I'm gonna be getting up in that Beat Saber. I'm gonna be getting up in that Synth Rider. I'm gonna be getting up in the audio beats. I'm gonna be getting up there in Run Dorothy Run. I don't got time for Vrock, okay?
Do you have time for Neon Hat for $7.19?
Neon Hat? That's how it's said, first of all.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm
very
uncultured.
Embarrassing. Anyhow, a Neon Hat? Yeah. Wait, how much is it? I'm sorry. Wait.
$7.19.
Oof. See, I'm looking for that $2.49 price for Neon Hat.
I mean, I paid a lot more, and I was able to give your mom the Neon Hat last week. Sniper Elite VR, $14.99. Honestly, I'm probably gonna buy this. I meant to buy it a long time ago. Sniper Elite's awesome.
Because does it have aim support?
Aim support, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, baby. That is the ticket. If it has aim support, it's got my support.
The Persistence, $8.99.
Oh yeah, good game.
All right, let's get moving.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. PS5 enhancements too. So $12.89 for Paper Beast. What are you thinking?
It doesn't sound like a bad price, but it's not a game I'm personally interested in. So I'm gonna probably skip on it, but you'll probably buy it and not play it.
I already have it and haven't played it. Art Pulse for $1.29.
Water Pulse?
Art Pulse.
Vertigo Home? Yeah, that's a buy.
Contagion VR Outbreak, $7.49.
Yeah, this is interesting, but I feel like it's another phone game that they're trying to turn into. If it's the same thing I'm thinking of, I don't know, probably not.
Telefrag VR, $3.39.
Played this, not too bad. Three what?
$3.39.
Oh, that 39 cents. If it was
$2.99, you'd be all about it. Like if you had, I think here's the deal: you buy this and buy it for a friend or two, so you have someone to play with because it's multiplayer only.
That is true. It's not really that fun, honestly. I don't know. It's probably a pass. Play Battlezone or a good game.
Angry Birds Movie 2 VR Under Pressure, $5.99.
So stupid. But if you have a kid, they would like it. It's a clever take on Angry Birds in VR. It's not too bad, but if you don't like Angry Birds and you think it's childish, you're going to think the same thing. And I do. I'm not going to play it, but consider it.
We reviewed it a while ago. Human Anatomy VR for $9.99.
Dude, here's what. Oh my. I'm going to apply for a job. I'm going to steal your job. Here it is, Alex. Rather than The Last of Us that I'm not going to play, that's freaking remastered, I'm going to you play VR and you're a brand muffin. Okay? And you're sitting there in the 4-pack with your buddies and you're living life and it's all good. You get bought at the store. You go home. You're still living life because you're partying. And then you get eaten and you're like, it's terrifying. It's a horror game at that point. No! And then everything goes all dark and then you get squishy and stuff. And then this is where they start using the candle because you're moving down the esophagus and then you're learning about anatomy. Oh, that's the esophagus. Oh, that's the small intestine. Is that the colon? And then as you start extricating from the anal glands, that's where you light your Last of Us candle. It smells like turd. You get dropped into the toilet. Now it's like a water park because you're going through the waterways into the sewer. You get in the sewer, and then it turns into a game like Evo, A Search for Eden, where you go down into the ocean. Now you get eaten by a catfish, or you get soaked into the environment, and you have to evolve. Oh, a catfish eats you, and now a bigger fish eats a catfish, or a human catches a catfish, and now like a great game.
But then at what point does something eat something, and then that something eats something else, and it eventually gets turned into a brand muffin again?
Yeah, that's the point. And then the game just loops.
Forever. Angry Birds VR Isle of Pigs for $9.74.
Oh, crap. The Isle of Pigs is the one I played.
I played Under Pressure. Neither one of them are very great.
Okay, no then.
Cave Digger Riches. I assume this is a DLC for 99 cents.
What do you call me?
Cave Digger Riches.
No.
Immortal Legacy, the Jade Cipher, $9.99.
I don't even know what this is. It sounds stupid, so I'm going to, just on that alone, pick a better title.
Vertigo Home, $5.19.
Oh, I can't believe they're making you pay $5.19.
This is the news that nobody's talking about. Vertigo Home is on sale. You know what that tells me? That tells me that Sony has been in contact with Trucker VR. That tells me that Trucker VR still exists. They're still calling shots about their game, and they must be making Beer Coaster VR for PSVR2. I am thrilled that something is happening with this game. Something is happening with this developer. This is like the best news I've heard all week. So
it's not a toy.
It's not a toy. Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown, 25th anniversary DLC, $4.99.
I played it in flat. I played it in VR. I played with myself. Game sucks. I'm not playing it.
Man, I don't think the DLC is probably going to be in VR, but the VR was fun. The Mage's Tale for $14.09.
I love that. I don't love the price. It's not really that great. I remember playing it. It
felt unfinished. Yeah,
it's a pass.
Here's the weird $14.09. The discount. So you think like, oh, maybe that's like 10% of the original price. No, the percentage off is 53%. Where do these numbers come from? I don't know. Anyways, Deracine for $9.99.
You played this one. It looked too much of a girly game for me. I'll let you pick.
If you're a FromSoft fan, this is what you do. I think it's got Bloodborne ties, so I never finished it. I need to finish it. I want to go back. Another favorite of mine, Detached for $4.99. This is that space game.
Yeah, no.
Dude, this game is awesome. You will get motion sick, but if you play right, man, it's so good. It's so good. $4.99 is great. I love it. And that's the end of the sales, Adam.
Here's the thing. Okay, I want to thank you so much for your support. Go to the mountaintops. Tell your baby nephew. Tell your friars. Tell your neighbors. Tell people checking out the melons in the grocery store, in the veggie section or fruit, whatever it is. Tell them that we're back, baby. Baby, we're back. And as always, thank you so much for listening to PlayPSVR2, the podcast, where virtual reality is our reality.